Hello and welcome to MCA 510 Coaching Principles and Leadership. My name is Armando Gonzalez and I'll be your professor this summer quarter. I'd like to take some time to share a little bit of my story and give you an experience that was very impactful for me as an athlete and later as a coach. First, I've been an athletic director at San Juan Hills High School for 7 years now, and I've also coached football during that time at San Juan Hills. I've been in education for close to 20 years now, coaching mostly football, but I've also coached baseball and basketball. My education is from Vanguard University most recently, where I completed a master's degree in leadership studies. Before that, my undergraduate degree was at Cal State Northridge, where I majored in history and then got my teaching credential. I've been married for 12 years, and I live in Laguna Hills, where I've been in this community for close to 10 years now. I am a Christian. My father was a Protestant pastor, a non-denominational pastor as I grew up, so I grew up in a Christian home, and that had much influence on me as a child and into my teenage years and as a young adult. My journey has gone places that I didn't imagine, and now I am very lucky to be in a position where I can influence others and also share my faith. The story I'd like to share with you is about a man by the name of Scott O'Leary. He was my coach in baseball and football at Dos Pueblos High School in my high school years. He also serves as the athletic director during that time. And he was a model of integrity, and his daily example is what probably had the most impact on me. I don't remember very many things that he said specifically, but I do remember who he was every day. And I share this often when I interview coaches in terms of what we're looking for at our school and the expectations we have for our coaches. The specific experience that stands out the most is my senior year. We were fortunate enough to have a pretty good team and got hot during that year and had an opportunity to play in the CIF Championship at Anaheim Stadium. Well, in the week leading up to the game, there were many stories about Coach O'Leary, things that I didn't know while we played for him because he didn't share these things. But he had made it to the quarterfinals a number of years during his long career. I think the semifinals once. But this was the first opportunity he had to win a CIF Championship. And we were excited and committed to bringing that championship home for him. Well, as things would turn out, we lost that game 3-2 in 9 innings, in one of the most exciting baseball games I've been a part of, both as a player and a coach. I happened to be involved directly in the reason why we lost, or one of the reasons why we lost, in the top of the 7th inning. I made a crucial error on a routine ground ball with 2 outs that would have ended the inning. But instead, the inning was extended, and they ended up scoring to go up 3-2. And then in the bottom of the inning, we were not able to come up with any runs to win that game, so we ended up losing 3-2. Well, in the aftermath of that game, obviously we were very disappointed. Hopefully I can share a picture with you that shows myself and our team and our coaches right after that game, and you'll notice how dejected we are. But that isn't what defined Coach O'Leary. What defined Coach O'Leary was the mentoring and the modeling and the example that we received from him throughout those years. And often it was unnoticed because I don't think he really made an intentional attempt to tell us things or to give us, maybe a leadership story or things like that. It was mainly from his example and his character and integrity every day. After I finished playing, I was able to begin as a young coach while I was attending the junior college in town, and was coaching freshman football, and then helped him in varsity baseball in the late 90s. And it wasn't until that time that I realized why Coach O'Leary was the way he was and why he did things the way he did. I was able to find out that when he was a young coach, he was at UCLA as an assistant when John Wooden was at UCLA as the head basketball coach of the Bruins. He was able to gain a lot of insight from him because he shared, he was right next to the locker that John Wooden had, because in those days in the coach's locker room, they went in alphabetical order by sport and then by coach. So, and the head coach was always first. Well, Coach O'Leary was lowest on the totem pole in baseball. So with the O as the beginning of his last name, he was at the end, and he happened to be next to Coach Wooden, who was the head coach and was the first for basketball in that locker room and next in line. So they had a locker right next to each other. Well, that obviously had a profound impact on him, and it ended up multiplying because that experience for him, he was then able to take and share with the thousands of students that he came into contact with during his years as an educator, myself being one of those people. Well, why do I tell you that story? Because it hits on what Dr. Schlichtenmeyer also touched upon in his story with the example of his coach and the impact and influence that we have as leaders. And often it goes unnoticed, but we plant the seeds of integrity and of character that we hope one day will sprout into full, healthy individuals. And this is done daily, and sometimes it can be intentional, but often it is because of the example we set. And our role as mentors cannot be understated as we undertake the job of coach and leader in education. So I want to welcome you and thank you for the opportunity to share this time with you. And if you have any questions along the way, I look forward to sharing the experience I have during this time. Thank you.